Hello everyone. If you are anything like me, then you saw the Dragon's Dogma 2 trailer drop, watched it 10 times in a row, and then proceeded to cry for an hour while texting your girlfriend about how excited you are. And a lot of other people were excited too. There was a fucking Shadiversity video and an Infinite Cringe video and all of this other stuff. And they're good, except for Shadiversity, who's kind of a scumbag. But anyways, it's my turn to clown on him, Jack Saint. Something that all of these videos get wrong, especially the Shadiversity video, because he says it before the logo for the game can even come on screen, is that some people seem to think that this city on screen is Grand Soren, which is not true, and plenty of people have figured that out, because Blue Moon Tower is on the left, and, you know, Grand Soren would be all the way on the other side. So this is a new city. That's fine. However, this desert zone in the top right, immediately, so many people latched onto it and said, that is a new zone. I'm so excited for the new zone. And when I saw it in the trailer, I was excited for it too. Not because I thought it was a new zone, because it's not, but because I thought, oh good, they're finally going to explore that zone of the game again. But since nobody seems to know what this zone is, I decided I would declare myself the true Dragon's Dogma geography super nerd and clear the waters for everybody. And this was really convenient timing, because I just so happened to have started a brand new playthrough with 4 sorcerers only, and I happened to be right at the part of the game where I needed to head to Blue Moon Tower. So you can see me stop here, and I'm looking out at this big rocky area. You can see Blue Moon Tower peeking out over it in the distance. And I think I know the reason why people don't seem to remember this area, because there are 2, you can see me firing over to make sure that my dumbass looking over the recordings knows to look at that part. But anyways, there are 2 main quests that require you to go to Blue Moon Tower. There is the one where if you fail to kill the griffin on your first encounter, it flies over there and you gotta chase after it. And on the first playthrough ever, you're very likely to not kill the griffin on its first encounter. And the second, which is the one that I was doing in this recording session, is the wizard, sorcerer, whatever, Salamet retreats there after you fight him in the quarry. And the first time you go through it, you think, oh, this is really cool, because it's this big gauntlet that has like this windy tunnel and a bunch of bandits and things, you know, like put on interesting elevations and different challenging areas for you to work around. It's a very interesting encounter. And then the second time, you're like, okay, that was really fun, but also kind of difficult and annoying. I don't want to have to do this again. So you blitz through it, and then at that point of the game, you probably have a port crystal you can put down so that you can teleport to it on any future times you ever need to go to Blue Moon Tower. So people are really only going through this zone twice ever and then completely skipping over its entirety on any future time they ever go to Blue Moon Tower on that character. Also here you can see this pack of bandits completely destroys me and my boy Gillis like 4 times in a row, because this is on hard mode and a fresh wizard only character, sorcerer only character. So I am getting one shot and it really sucks, but that's irrelevant. Anyways, here we arrive at the windy tunnel I mentioned earlier, which is really interesting with the ways it interacts with your character's weight. You can see me getting pushed around a little bit. You can like pick up your pawns or pick up big rocks and it won't push you as much. Very interesting on the first go around, then it's just kind of annoying. But we pull through this area and we enter into this rocky desert much more properly. And this zone, coming through it again, really struck me because the topology here looks almost exactly like the bit in the Dragon's Dogma 2 trailer where they're fighting that big sandy desert golem. And I know what a lot of you are probably saying right now. Hey, this doesn't look fucking anything like the deserty area from the Dragon's Dogma 2 trailer. To which I say, yes, but also no. So it doesn't have that very orange mesa-like sandy color to it, but you can see it's very barren. It has the same, dead plants and stuff. It doesn't have any of the cacti, but it has all these little pieces of grass on the ground flitting around. And you have to remember that the development of Dragon's Dogma 1 was very fraught and very difficult. There's a lot of cut content, and so this still does get across the idea of this desert, barren, wasteland area of the world with these valleys and canyons. But clearly, they didn't have enough time to make it look the way that they wanted to. Gonna fast forward through this combat. We've got a really good clip here of me getting absolutely launched, which I'll include as a treat because it's very fun. But as we continue forward, you can see a lot of these barren, wasteland, almost Wild West aesthetics being driven in here. There's these underpasses, and off in the distance here, you can see Grand Soren, which again, reinforcing exactly where this is in the world. And here, there are a lot of these little archways and small alcoves carved into the side of the rock, which to me always were very reminiscent of sort of Pueblo architecture, which again is reinforcing the sort of deserty, red Grand Canyon kind of aesthetic that I think they were going for but didn't achieve all the way up until Dragon's Dogma 2. So we continue on a bit, and we finally arrive at the Blue Moon Tower. And as I said earlier, I was excited because it seemed from the trailer they were going to expand on this area, which was a really interesting gauntlet that you only go through 1 or 2 times. But it's not a new zone. And technically neither is the city that we see in the Dragon's Dogma 2 trailer either. It's just over there. Some people were even going so far as to assert that because of this deserty area, that must mean that this is an entire different timeline or different dimension. Which is entirely possible. That was absolutely planned and cut content from the original Dragon's Dogma 2. And this could be an alternate timeline, but I don't think that this deserty mesa area is proof of that. I just think that this is a sort of aesthetic retcon, if you will. And for future trailers, if they drop any, what I will recommend you guys do in all of these, look very carefully for the moon, because the original planned cut content, alternate timelines, alternate dimensions, were accessed through this big tunnel in the moon, which later got repurposed for the Everfall. And so it was like the moon was a tower going through infinite timelines and infinite different versions of Granzis. Anyways, that's all I felt the need to be a super pedantic nerd about. I have other videos planned and on the way that are going to be much higher quality, much more edited than this one, but I figured what a better way to christen my new YouTube channel than with a unscripted bullshit rant about a fucking valley in a video game. Thank you.